Are you trying not to smile? All right, my name's Jennifer Johann, and I'm going to talk about why you should be CPR certified. To start out, who in here is actually CPR certified? That's actually amazing. Okay, so my mother is a CPR instructor, and I want to tell you how important it is to know CPR, or cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Resuscitation. Anyways, my mother knew of a woman who had just taken a CPR class 2 days prior to her father-in-law collapsing in front of her. She saved his life by doing CPR on him until the ambulance arrived. To save a person's life is the most crucial and rewarding thing you can learn from taking a CPR class. I want to tell you today how CPR can save lives, why a person would need to know CPR, and I'll also be discussing how this plan will work and the benefits and advantages of being CPR certified. Lastly, I'll also explain what you guys can do and how to go about seeking to become certified in CPR. So according to the article that Laura Brady published by the American Heart Association, every day we hear about someone who has had a heart attack, or you hear about a child choking, and in the summer fun when everyone's out enjoying the rivers and lakes, there are a lot of drownings. The American Heart Association also indicated that 4 out of 5 cardiac arrests happen at a victim's home, and that 70% of Americans may feel helpless to act during a cardiac emergency because either they do not know how to administer CPR or they just their training has significantly lapsed. So how would you respond, especially as a person who might not have no medical experience and has not taken a CPR class? Or how would you feel if this was a loved one and you were helpless? This can majorly affect you because you only have 4 to 6 minutes to give CPR before that victim's brain starts shutting down, according to the Health Safety website. The ambulance usually cannot get to that house in that amount of time. David Seberg also says that if more people had CPR training, many more lives could be saved. It's not difficult to learn, and it's well worth the small amount of time it takes to learn it. Now, if you're trained in CPR, you also might have an idea, according to the American Heart Association, how to help that victim. That's why taking a CPR class is so important, and saving a life is the best thing you can do for someone and for yourself. So why do we need to know the basics of CPR? Well, according to the Harvard Medical School, while everything in this world is getting more complicated, CPR is actually getting a lot simpler. The old way, you had to clear the airway, scoop out the mouth, give mouth to mouth, push on the chest, and check for their pulse. But the American Heart Association has simplified things and endorsed this 2 years ago with hands-only CPR. Hands-only CPR, though, is not recommended for children and victims of drowning, trauma, air obstruction, and acute respiratory disease. But if this is one way I can convince you to save a life, I would like to show you a quick video showing you how to give hands-only CPR. But always remember that you need to call 911 first.
Is easier than you might think. Just like hands-only CPR, the first step is to send someone to call 911 or call 911 yourself. Then get directly over the victim. Put the heel of one hand in the center of the chest. Then put your other hand on top of the first. Then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. It's important to push at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute, which is about the same tempo that the songs in your mind. Let's hope you never have to use hands-only CPR, because if you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, don't be afraid to try it. Remember, call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Your actions can help save a life. To learn more, call 877-8AJ for CPR.
All right, so So that's the video. It's just very simple. If you can't remember, going into your class and doing actual, giving mouth to mouth and doing hand-on chest compressions, just do the hands only. If that's the only thing you have, as long as it's an adult or a teenager and it's actually a cardiac arrest, because you're going to double that person's chance of survival by just doing hands-only CPR. So according to the American Heart Association, people actually feel more confident performing hands-only CPR, and they're most likely going to remember the correct rhythm when trained to the beat of disco classic Staying Alive. So by just giving hands-only CPR, like I said before, you're actually doubling that person's chance of survival. I also hope that showing this video will teach you guys that knowing how to perform hands-only CPR will work. It's a huge advantage versus not knowing how to perform CPR at all. However, the advantages of actually taking a CPR class are much more rewarding, and it's only about 1 to 2 hours out of your busy schedule. CPR class teaches you the techniques of basic CPR, airway compressions, the automated external defibrillation, which is also called AED, and these are found now in many businesses, schools, and churches. You'll also learn the Heimlich remover, and the signs of choking, and CPR for an infant. So being better educated and knowing all the techniques of basic CPR is actually highly recommended versus only CPR that can only be used or cannot be used for everyone and cannot be used in every situation. Also, the benefit of knowing CPR can give you an advantage in some jobs, says Carrie Ward on livestrong.com. So what should you do? If you don't want to take the class alone, have a friend join you that needs to be certified as well. From my personal experience, by taking a CPR class, you're actually getting involved in your community. You might be able to save your neighbor's life or someone at the grocery store. Getting involved in one thing also can open the doors to bigger and better things in your life, which can be very rewarding. This life-saving technique is offered in various locations. Kirkwood offers CPR training regularly, and so does the American Heart Association. To simply get enrolled right away, all you have to do is call the enrollment office and tell them that you want to become CPR certified. If you know someone that is a CPR instructor, like my mother, have them teach you so you can become certified. And if all else fails and you can't find time because of your busy schedule, then they offer online classes as well. And all you have to do is go to the American Heart Association website to find out how to sign up. However, CPR is nothing to take lightly, but the class itself is easy to follow and really easy to understand, says Laura Brady. Knowing CPR is empowering you to help someone out or someone in need. So we've talked about how taking a CPR class can help you save lives, and becoming more educated in CPR is an essential part of saving lives. Don't forget that by getting involved in your community also it's a fun and rewarding experience. Saving a life, though, is the best reward you can give not only to yourself but to someone else. Having knowledge and knowing what to do is crucial right after someone starts choking or having cardiac arrest. Remember, by not seeking CPR, that victim's brain is shutting down within 4 to 6 minutes. So Kirkwood offers CPR training, and that's why you and your family and friends should sign up as soon as possible. Just think of that woman who saved her father-in-law's life. You could be that person who saved your loved one's life.